One of the most revered characters of all time is Darth Vader. Darth Vader is by possibly the most loved villain ever. The most popular villain ever. You might want to say throw in a Joker or something like that. I love Star Wars, but one thing I've come to realize is that Darth Vader really isn't all that. And I could actually make a point to say that Darth Vader peaked at 9 years old. How about that? Let the downvotes begin. He's not a great villain. He's not really great at all. He kind of sucks. And here's why. I mean, let's take, for example, throw out everything that's not canon. And let's just talk about the actual movies, the 6 movies. If you go by sequence, Darth Vader peaked at 9 years old. He did no greater achievement in his lifetime, except maybe bring Luke to the world, than what he did when he was 9. Now, when he was 9 years old, he built C-3PO and he built a pod racer. If you have the internet nowadays, you could probably pull up blueprints and get some scrap parts and whatever. It takes talent. It's not easy. The pod racer are a little different. You know, you have to have an architectural mind. You have to understand how the dynamics work and all that. Quite impressive. Then he wins the Boon to Eve race. That's, you know, no human had ever done it in history, ever. So, you know, up to then, he's pretty impressive resume, just until then. Apparently he was a slave, a self-taught slave, so, you know, he probably didn't have any formal education either. So, I mean, yeah, he wins his freedom with help by the Jedi, because obviously he didn't win it by himself. But they go take him over to the Jedis, and the Jedi say, "No, you can't do this. You're too old. You're too angry, scary, fear, rawr." And they said, "Oh, well, then just stick by my side, son, because you're just gonna have to see from afar." And Qui-Gon just says, "You know what? Go over there and hide while we go fighting this." And where does he hide? He hides in a fighter. And what does he do while he's in there? He destroys the mothership, which single-handedly ends the war. He destroys the mothership that controls every single droid on Naboo, all by accident. How old is he? 9. Now, did he ever do anything greater than that? No. If you take episode 2, what did he do in episode 2? I mean, he tried to save his mom. His mom died. Fail. What happens when his mom dies? He kills a bunch of sand people. He kills women and children because they're sand people. That's a bit racist, Darth Vader. It's a bit racist. Yeah, he's supposed to be a villain. I mean, he's supposed to be a jerk. But when you're supposed to be considered the great Jedi hype, you're really not showing, you're not really not up to par. It doesn't even seem difficult. What else does he do in episode 2? He earns Padme's affection with bad acting. Oh, he hears that Obi-Wan is in trouble. And he, you know, since he's Padme's bodyguard, Padme is so, "Oh, let's go save Obi-Wan." He's like, "Okay, let's go save Obi-Wan." And what happens? They get imprisoned with Obi-Wan in the Colosseum. What ends up happening? You know what ends up happening? He ends up losing his armor. Episode 3. What happens in episode 3? He impregnates Padme with a little hush hush. You know, Jedis can't know. Shh, shh, shh. He gets to kill. He actually kills Dooku under the Emperor's orders. While Dooku is kneeling down, he decapitates him. Not that difficult. Defeating him, you know, that's kind of impressive. Is it greater than destroying a mothership with destroying literally millions of droids to end a war? No, not at all. So he kills Dooku. He becomes all, "Oh my god, I'm gonna die." And then he joins the dark side by sucker punching Mace Windu, cutting off his arm so the Emperor can kill him. He doesn't even kill Windu. He just cuts off his arm. That's all he does. You know exactly what it does afterwards? He does the same thing he did with the Sand People. He goes to the Jedi Temple. Let's go kill more children. Kills a bunch of children. You know, random Jedi apprentices. And then he goes to a volcano to destroy the rest of the Trade Federation. Yeah. Bunch of unarmed diplomats. So his one true test of everything that he's learned up till there, he has to fight Obi-Wan. And what happens? Gets 3 limbs cut off and gets burned to a crisp. Oh, so that's why he's, well, that's kind of crappy. So he turns into Darth Vader. He turns into this black suit of supposed awesome. And what does he do while he's Darth Vader? Well, he likes to strangle people who are unarmed and are reporting to him. Way to go, Anakin. Way to go. So, yeah, he might be the greatest jerk in the galaxy, but that doesn't make him awesome. He's really not that impressive. But is he a supervillain? I mean, Lex Luthor is 10 times the villain that he is. He fights Obi-Wan again, and he defeats Obi-Wan when Obi-Wan basically surrenders so Luke can escape. And let's not forget Empire Strikes Back when he actually faces Luke and, you know, I'm your father. Cut off your arm. Well, he cut off his arm first and then he said his father, which is, you know, kind of like, happy birthday, son. I know I owe you back child support for like 20 years, but, you know, here's your arm off. It happens. Best part, like the cherry on top of everything. The guy has amazing Jedi powers, and he's in the room with the Emperor and with Luke in Return of the Jedi. This whole time before they get to the Emperor, like, join me, my son. We shall conquer the galaxy and the universe and everything beyond it. And obviously he doesn't say that, but the point is he's trying to convince Luke this whole time to let's kill the Emperor, let's take over. And finally, when Luke just gets ticked off, when the Emperor is just taunting him, Luke goes to swing at the Emperor. Who stops him? Darth Vader. This guy's an idiot. All he had to do was do nothing. He just had to do nothing and let Luke kill the Emperor, and he would have gotten his way, because Luke would have gone to the dark side and he didn't have a choice. No, he's so dumb. He is the most moronic villain ever that he stops the very thing he's trying to do. So, at the very end, Darth Vader is fighting Luke like, you should join me and kill the Emperor. But like 5 seconds ago, you didn't let me kill him. Why, Darth? Why? Why do you do this, Darth? So they fight. Vader loses his hand. Yeah, Jedi powers, you know, everything that he could do to the Emperor and all that. He, after a while of the Emperor torturing his own son, who's just like, looks at the Emperor, looks at him, looks at the Emperor, looks at him, looks at the Emperor, looks at him. The Emperor is shocking Luke. And no, he doesn't use force push or anything. You know, he doesn't grab Luke's saber and cuts the Emperor's head off. No, apparently he forgot, being the masterful engineer that he was when he was 9 years old, that this metal that he's wearing might conduct electricity. So he decides to lift up the Emperor while he's shooting electricity, gets shocked himself, and throw him over a huge precipice going to the core of the newly founded Death Star. This guy, like, his you could say that he's powerful, but he is not a smart man. He's definitely not a smart man. And not only that, the very last thing he does, he's dying. Oh, like, oh my God, I'm dying. But I'm in a life support suit, so I might survive. But you know what, Luke? I want to see you with my real face, so take off my life support, the one thing that it could actually save my life. It just hurts. But yeah, Darth Vader peaked at 9 years old, and there's nothing anybody can do for it because he's dead. There's nothing Darth Vader can do. Maybe he'll do better as a ghost. And that's why Darth Vader's not all that. Oh, so that's why he's, well, that's kind of crappy. It hurts.